I'm going to go to scripture first, and then I'm going to break some things down. I like the scripture, 2 Kings 4:1-7. A certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets cried out to Elisha, saying, your servant, my husband is dead, and you know that your servant feared the Lord. And the creditor is coming to take my 2 sons to be his slaves. So Elisha said to her, what shall I do for you? Tell me, what do you have in the house? And she said, your maidservant has nothing in the house but a jar of oil. Then he said, go borrow vessels from everywhere, from all your neighbors, empty vessels. Do not gather just a few. And when you have, come in. You shall shut the door behind you and your sons. Then pour it into all those vessels and set aside the full ones. So she went from him and shut the door behind her and her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured it out. Now it came to pass when the vessels were full that she said to her son, bring another vessel. He said to her, there is not another vessel. So the oil ceased. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, go, sell the oil, and pay your debt, and your son shall live on the rest. If that's not a design for creating a budget for yourself, or being real about finances, or being real with yourself about how you treat the finances in your life, you need to check yourself. Right? Because if you have cable out of this world, if you have top of the line cell phone, if, girl, you know I gotta go get my hair done, but you know I just gotta pay. I don't have enough money to get paid. I don't have enough money to pay my rent, pay my PG&E, but I gotta go out. So I gotta get hair, gotta get nails, gotta get a fit. But how are you gonna pay for rent when it comes to it? So you're financing your wants, but not your needs. So you're not being responsible about what God has given you in regards to your finances. And so you're going, in the word it says, you're going to ask somebody, whether that be the man of God, or whether that be your mom, or whether that be, can I get an advance on my paycheck, or whether that be, I'm going to float this check and hope it doesn't run through the bank, and then, oops, I floated it, and then the check hit, but then the money wasn't in there, so now, on top of, I had to go to the ATM, but I didn't use the actual bank. I went to another ATM, so I got bank charges from another ATM, bank charges from my bank, and then I floated the check. So now, every day my bank account is overdrawn, it keeps going and going and going and going and going. But I haven't been responsible for my finances, and I'm ready to do, but I had to get my hair done because I'm going to go out. Was that you? Don't tell me.
Let the chair say amen.
Don't tell me. Taking inventory, being responsible, it's the attitude. What kind of attitude do you have when it comes to being fiscally responsible? Nothing bad is your fault. Well, the fact that you floated the check, the fact that you should have paid your rent and not went out, that is your fault.
Yes.
Not the fact that you can't get a job, or need to make more money, or I didn't, keep in charge bank fees, or I'm in debt because of financial emergency. But when you had gotten real about the finances, then you would understand 10, 10, 10, 7, tithe 10, save 10, invest 10, live off the rest, and you never go from there in your life. You cannot continue to rob people of their property. You cannot continue to get paid advances. You cannot continue to tithe $18,000, but you got $20,000 debt, and you want IRS not to deal with it. And you want to be blessed. If your debt to income ratio is in a bad position, the decisions you make today, the decisions your grandparents made, the decisions your great-grandparents made, if you are not conscious about the decisions you make in terms of your finance or in every area of your life, would you change that behavior? Would you not change that behavior? If you want to buy a home, let's say in 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, but you messed up your credit in college because they gave you a credit card and you thought it was rebutted. Well, that decision is a direct effect on, one, if you can get a house because you have a credit score. And two, what kind of interest rate you get, how much you need to put down, because you weren't conscious and didn't make a good decision about the finances of your life. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. The Joneses aren't even the Joneses. They are. Get these caviar joints on a $2 budget. When, if you took the opportunity to say, I want to have, if I get paid once a week, if I get paid twice a week, if I get paid once a month, I want to be able to set up a savings, I want to be able to tie, and I want to be able to have a nest egg, an emergency fund, or a retirement fund, or a college fund. I need to get real and start looking at the Joneses may mean you not need to stop with all the premiums and go down to basic on your pay. Not have unlimited everything on your cell phone and just get $50. Because why should someone else want to help you and you're not helping yourself to get out of the predicament that you're in? It starts here. So again, everything that we've talked about today, everything is related, is interrelated. Because if one area is out of whack, then this area is out of whack. Then this area is out of whack. Then this area is out of whack. It's our environment. All the topics are interrelated. And then let's think about how we were taught about money. You know, how are we taught about it? How do we see our families use it? Love my parents to death. They're totally opposite when it comes to dealing with money. I had to come into the business, my father's business, at 14 and learn it. So my appreciation about how to earn it, make sure your bank account doesn't go overdrawn, and, savings, and, my value and my worth, and all of that played a part. But when I see these young people right now, and I got rent on the car, but I don't have a credit score and I don't have money to put my down payment on use. Well, what about college? Well, because my lineage, how did, they don't go to high school, well, maybe they got to go to high school. So the idea of college, it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned for. So I don't have anything towards that. But do you know that if you make good decisions, you can create a life insurance policy that might have a cash value on it, that if you needed it, that you're able to because you're responsible about that? Why do we become accustomed to this management of debt sickness? I have this conversation with my dad all the time. It's not about giving somebody your hand out. It's about giving them a hand up. Yes. If you continue to give and give and give, what happens when you need to be given to financially and it's just not there? Does not the word of God say, if I give a man a fish, he can swear a day, if I teach him, time? So let me teach you how to create another stream of income if you're entrepreneurial. Let me teach you how to save. Let me teach you how to test the budget out. Just test it. If you tithe 10, save 10, invest 10, and live off the 70, just test it for 21 days.
All right.
You will be amazed how much you have. Just trying it. Because we have to change the mindset. We have to change the mindset of how we think about money and how we use money. And don't rely on the family. Mama got it. My kids need diapers for it. I want to go to the club or I want to go to Reno for a weekend. She'll take care of it. Baby stuff, she'll take care of it. But why is it the family's responsibility to take care of this stuff?
Right.
But did you do any work? Did you do any groundwork to get your finances in order? Do you know what your credit score is? Have you seen your credit report? Do you know how to clean things up off of your credit? Do you know how to take the time to say, hey, let's see. I tithe 10, I save 10, I invested 10, I'm living off the 7. I'm going to put a little bit away, and I'm going to take care of the smallest thing on the credit report. Okay, that's gone. In the next 30 to 60, 90 days, let me take care of the next thing. Okay, that's not mine. Or let me call and negotiate this rate. Let me settle. Because I want to be able to be free. That's right. How are you going to get free when you're letting money in your situations bind you? And then why do money in situations bind you? Does it have to do with your self-worth, or you lack of self-love, or somebody not there? And I need to look a certain way so somebody can look at me. Or I know that, well, when you look good, honey, you feel good. But if you can't pay your rent next month, what is that about? Right. So let's deal with the self-worth and the status and the appeal and the self-love and self-esteem and envy or greed. Well, she got this, so let me do everything she got. Let me do what it takes to get where she is. Well, sometimes that's good, but if you don't have the mindset to say, I'm going to put my debit card on ice, I'm going to put my credit card on ice, I'm going to make some sacrifices because there's levels and places I want to go, then you can't get to where she is because you don't know the walk that she had to take to get there financially. You really don't. So you've got to learn to be a good steward of your finances. And that goes beyond the job. You've got to put yourself in a position to, if you want to make some more money, go back to school. Or create an idea of a business and surround yourself with people that can help you so you can put yourself in a position to go to the next level. And it starts with being real with yourself about money, being respectful to the Lord, and honoring Him with your finances first. Yes. Learning to live within your means.
Oh, Jesus.
That means you can't go somewhere today. It doesn't mean you can't go tomorrow or next month. And I'm not saying don't enjoy your life, but you're trying to create provision so you can enjoy your life better, longer. So that means take inventory of every single thing that you spend. Can you reconcile your own bank account? Do you balance your checkbook? Do you? I mean, honestly, if you can't, do you go online and say, okay, that check here, that check here, that check here, okay, I have this amount of money to do this. Okay, I paid God, I paid myself, I paid my tithes. And paying yourself means tucking money away in a different account because an emergency might come up. Can you honestly say, I have a good friend. She was able to live for a year and not work and not be in lack for anything. Now, mind you, she's an economist, so she's smart with her money. But she was able to put herself in a position where if she wanted to work, she could, but if she didn't have to. How do you get there? Sit down with a financial plan and just really say, this is what I want to do. What is it going to take for me to get there? It's putting yourself in a different mindset regarding financial growth and changing your way of thinking, being willing to sacrifice, and knowing how to clean up the credit report. And what financial legacy do you want to leave for your children? Do you want to leave them debt, or do you want to say, okay, I've taught them how to earn money, I've taught them the balance of checkbook, I've taught them the importance of savings, I've taught them, and if that means you got to say, let's buy one stock at Disney and see the stock double or triple or split and see the dividends grow. That's something important. That's something extremely, extremely important. And if you like to have fun like I do, I mean, if that means you can only get your feet done once a month, you go and get you a shellac pedicure so it stays gelled up, get you a pumice stone to scrub them feet, clean them weeks. That's what your feet look off the layers of toxicity. Because once you clean up the family, then you clean up the workplace, then you clean up all the relationships, and then you clean up the finance, you're free. And you can get real about yourself and do the work to become whole again. Because total prosperity comes into action when you're willing to do the work. And just be real about you. Just real. And it's a tough conversation to have, particularly if you're in a relationship and you got one mindset about money and that person has another. I'm like, living paycheck to paycheck is beyond me. If I stay living paycheck to paycheck, I would grow. I just can't live like that. So what do you need to do? Do you need to go to the grocery store and not buy your food every day from the little Subway or wherever? Find areas to cut and be smart. Go to the grocery store, cook 3 meals on a Sunday, take your lunch. Wow, I just saved $100. If you got to catch a bar every day, maybe you can try, just job off of the commuter check, or can you carpool? Wow, I just saved 50% of my income, 50% of my money. So there's ways to cut back and get real so you can have money to do the things that you want to do beyond today. And I have to be back in the believe the prayers that you have prayed will come to pass. If you have asked God for something, particularly in the area of finance, know that it's going to come to pass. Yes. Believe what He says about it. Because He wants us to live in total prosperity. He wants us to live a full life. So I'm not saying stay at home and be a hermit. I'm just saying be responsible about what God has given you. Be responsible.